Hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about Instagram. I'm going to show you how to download the Instagram app, and I'm also going to walk you through the process of creating an account on Instagram. So today's tutorial is going to be taking place on an Apple iPad. However, you can download the app on any smartphone device and any type of tablet device you may have. For Samsung devices, for Android devices, the App Store icon may look different. For Google devices, the App Store is actually called Google Play. But other than those small variances in what it's actually called and what it actually looks like, everything you see today is a step-by-step process that can be followed on any kind of tablet or any kind of smartphone when you're going through this process. So today we're going to start with getting into the App Store. For us, it's in the top right corner of the screen with that blue icon. So we're going to click into that, and it'll bring you to either the search screen or the home screen or wherever the app starts you out. And we're going to tap into the search bar, and we're going to type Instagram. Once this is done, it's going to pull up all of the options for Instagram. It usually includes promotional things as well as advertisements, but I will make sure to show you which app is specifically for the Instagram account. So as you can see, it pulls up a list of options. The Instagram app we are concerned with is in the top left corner. It's the icon with the pink, purple, and orangey tie-dye. And as you can see from the other app options on the screen, the options for download look different depending on whether or not the app has been installed on the device you're using previously to this encounter. If it says Get in the right-hand corner of the advertisement for the app, it means that you haven't downloaded the app before and you can just move forward. If it says Open, it means that the device has already downloaded Instagram and Instagram is somewhere on your device already. So if it does say Open, you can either hit the Open button or you can click out of here and look around in your home screen or search it within your device to try and find the app. Or if you're like us and it has a cloud icon with a downward arrow, it means that at some point the account registered to your device has downloaded Instagram, but it's no longer on your device, so you just need to re-download it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit that download option, and it should spin until it turns into a blue circle that starts to load the app onto your device. So we're just going to wait for that to download. And once it's downloaded, we can open up the app. Perfect. So now that you see the open icon, it means that the app has been downloaded. And if we wanted to double check that, we can hit the home screen. And as you can see, the Instagram icon has been added. So we're just going to tap into Instagram. And the first thing it's going to do when you download the app is it's going to prompt you to either log in or create a new account. If you think you already have an Instagram account, you can try logging in here. But for the intents and purposes of this tutorial, we're going to create a new account. So the first step is you're either going to enter a phone number or you're going to enter an email address. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enter an email address. As you can see, you can either type in the full address of your email or it provides options on this top bar to just autofill whatever email servicer you have. You absolutely do not have to use that. It's just something that they build in to make it a little bit quicker for you if it's something that you choose to take them up on. And then we're going to hit Next, and it will take you to a confirmation code screen. Basically what this means is they're making sure that your email address is correct. They're making sure that you typed it in properly, and they're making sure that they can connect to that email address properly. So we're going to close out of this really quick, and we're going to go into the email account that we set up for this device. So for me, it is the test email account. So we're going to look in here, and as you can see, we have a new email from Instagram in the social file. So we're going to open up that email, and as you can see, our code is 528736. You can either copy that by holding your finger down on the numbers, the set of numbers, until the option pulls up, as you can see here, where you can copy, or you can write it down, memorize it, whatever works for you. We're going to close back out of the email, and we're going to tap back into Instagram. As you can see, there's the number pad if you want to type that in, or if you just simply tap within the confirmation code bar, you can offer the paste option and you can paste in that code. Either way, whatever you choose, once you put the code into the box, you're going to move forward by clicking next. So now it's going to prompt you to create the account information that you would like to display. You can use your name, you can use whatever name that you choose to have the account under. It's up to you. I'm going to set up this account for the first librarian of Tufts Library, whose name was Caroline Blanchard. So her full name is going in this box. Once you have the name typed in, you're just going to go ahead and hit next again. And it's going to ask you to create a password. This password is unique to this account. You can choose to have your device remember this account password. However, you don't have to if you don't want to. So I'm just going to put in a very generic password for this demonstration. You can choose whatever password you'd like. You can write it down so that you remember it, or like I said, you can have the box checked, save password. It will automatically check the box, so if you do not want your device to save the password, you have to click on that blue check and you have to unsave that. I would like it to save the password, so I'm going to leave mine checked blue, but it is completely up to you. Then you're going to hit next. Here you're going to add your birthday. Really, you don't have to use your own birthday. The reason they ask you to provide that information is they do collect it for some demographics as far as who uses their app, but it's also to make sure that you are of a certain age for a lot of the content. If you put in your birthday and you're under 18, it will kind of monitor the things that it automatically tries to show you to make sure that it's age appropriate. So for here, I'm just going to put in a random date. It does not really matter when you say your birthday is. I'll just bring it all the way back to something January 15th, 1956. That works for me. And as you can see, it will automatically prompt the screen to show how old you are. It's just a feature that this screen has. Once you feel comfortable with the birthday that you have put in, you're going to hit next. What this shows is the username that they will show when you post pictures and such. So one of the ways that this is different from Facebook is that when you post something on Facebook, it's posted under your name. On Instagram, when you make posts, it's posted under the username that you choose. So as you can see here, based on the email information that I typed in, they created a username for me. If I'm happy with the username that they created for me, which is tufts.demo, I can just go ahead and sign up. If I want to change that username though, and I want to make it a little bit more creative, or I want to make it reflective of my name, I can go ahead and try and put that in here. So let's say I want to put something that's closer to the name that I put into this account. I can try and see if I can create one that's just straightforward and my name, Caroline.Blanchard. This is where it gets a little tricky because you cannot have the same username as another person who uses this app. So if there's already somebody who has created an account under Caroline.Blanchard, as you can see here, it will tell you it's not available. So this process can be a little complicated depending on what type of username you want to have. But It's really up to you whether or not you want to use what they created or if you want to create something completely unique to you. I'm probably just going to go ahead and keep it simple for the purposes of this demonstration, and I will accept the username that they prompted me to in the beginning, which is tufts.demo. And then I'm going to hit next. Here is where Instagram will decide whether or not your password is secure enough for the account. If it's something that they think is too easy to guess, they're going to have you go all the way back and they're going to have you create a new password, which is exactly what they prompted me to do here, probably because I made it as easy as possible. So let's see if we can create a harder password and make sure that the account is appropriate. Here, they're going to make you go all the way back and do it again. Let's see if I can remember what I did before. That's good enough. It'll have you reconfirm all of this information. So it'll make you go back and forth unless you put in something that they find appropriate. So they accepted my second password, and that's what it's going to look like if they ask you to prompt to go back. Because Instagram is an app that is owned and operated by the same people who own and operate Facebook, it's going to ask if you want to link accounts. So if you already have a Facebook account and you're interested in having those friends on your Instagram page as well, you can connect to Facebook here, and what it will do is it will link both of these accounts, and it will help you find people that you already know when you're trying to find followers and trying to find friends on Instagram. I'm not going to provide this step because I don't have a Facebook page I'd like to link this Instagram to. But basically, once you connect to Facebook, it will show you all of your Facebook friends that already have an Instagram account, and it will ask you if you'd like to friend request all of them, or you can go through and specifically friend request people from your Facebook account that also have an Instagram account. It's just a way for you to easily connect with people, and it's a way for you to link those two accounts. The other thing that it will do is when you link a Facebook account, if you post a picture on Instagram, it will also give you an option to cross-post it, which means that you post it on Instagram and it will automatically also post onto your Facebook timeline. But we'll get there later down the line. So for now, I'm going to hit skip. It's going to basically make sure that I want to do this, because if you skip, it makes it harder for you to find people, but I'm okay with that. So we're going to hit skip. Your second option is you can find people through your contacts. If you do this, you're giving Instagram permission to access your contacts in your phone, in your tablet, wherever. If you're okay with this information sharing, you can search your contacts. Again, I'm not going to do this, so I'm going to hit skip. Again, it's going to ask me if I'm sure I want to skip this step, which I do. Now we're going to add a profile picture. It does not have to be a picture of yourself. It just has to be an image so that your account has an image linked to it. So we're going to add a photo. So you can either add a photo from Facebook if you connected the accounts. You can take a photo, or you can choose from the library of photos that you already have on the device. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to choose from the library. As soon as you hit that button, Instagram is going to ask if they can access your photos. It has to access your photos if you'd like to upload a photograph. So that's a permission that has to be done if this is an option that you are going forward with. So I'm going to hit OK. And then it'll pull up all of the photographs in your camera roll. That's me, Caroline Blanchard. That is the first librarian here at Tufts Library in Weymouth. I think I look beautiful, so I think we're going to move forward. As you can see, the circle in the center is the only portion of the picture that's going to show up in your profile picture. So if the picture automatically comes through like this, it means that everything in that circle is the only thing that's going to be visible. Everything that's outside of that circle is going to be cut out. So this is the portion where you can adjust the photograph to fit within that circle in a way that you find most aesthetically pleasing. You can zoom in to fill more of the circle. You can zoom out if it will let you. But I'm happy with it here, so I'm going to leave it just like that. And when you're happy with the positioning of the photograph, you're going to hit done. As you can see, my beautiful face has been added to my beautiful profile. You can always go back and change the photo later on, but if you're happy with this, you can move forward. If you want to pick a different picture because it doesn't look like you expected it to look, you can also do that as well. As you can see, there is also an option to share this photo as a post. If I leave that switched on, it will make that photograph of me my first photo that I ever post on my account. If you don't want your profile added as your first picture, you can just go ahead and toggle that and slide it and turn it off. I'm okay with that being my first post though, so let's go ahead and leave it on. And then once you're happy with those settings, you're going to hit next. Again, it's going to prompt you to try and find people that you'd like to follow at this step. So it'll do automatic suggestions. Usually the automatic suggestions are either celebrities or companies that are like very followed. It will also ask you if you want to find Facebook friends. It will also ask you once again if you'd like to connect with your contacts. I'm just going to go ahead and hit next for now. Now it's going to ask you about notifications. If you would like to have notifications, you can turn this on. If you're not sure about whether or not you want to have notifications, you can also skip this process. The notifications that you receive can also be controlled in the settings of the app or in the settings on your device specifically. But normally notifications include when people follow you, when people accept a follow request, when any new users come on that Instagram thinks that you might be interested in following. And it will also give you notifications anytime somebody likes a post that you've made or if somebody comments on a post that you've made. So I'm okay with having notifications for now. I'm just going to leave that turned on. As soon as you hit turn on, Instagram is going to ask if you would like them to send you notifications. This is from your device specifically. It's kind of a second level of security, making sure that your phone knows that you're aware that you are going to be getting notifications from this device. So, as you can see, notifications may include alerts, sounds, and icon badges. And these can be configured in settings. So that's what I was saying before. You can get some of the notifications while turning some of them off, but we'll get to that later. So for now, I'm going to hit allow. And we're going to turn on those notifications. So now we're going to see what they want us to see first. It's showing us that we're going to be getting ads. A lot of times these ads are targeted towards you based on accounts that you follow, posts that you like, posts that you comment on. So let's say you like a bunch of posts from Coach, the handbag company, the fashion company. The ads that you get will probably be for Gucci, for Versace, for YSL, for other designers because you've established a history of liking designer products. Let's say you like a lot of cat videos. Then they'll start sending you posts from Chewy, which is a pet product company. They may start sending you litter advertisements, some cat toy advertisements. Basically, the content that you interact with determines how your ads are personalized. So that's what they're telling you right there. They're letting you know up front. And they're letting you know that you can choose whether or not they have access to these things. You can manage how these things are personalized. And again, Instagram is also asking us to find people to follow. As you can see, it's also showing us our first post. So there it is, our beautiful, wonderful profile picture. And I'm going to take this opportunity to find people to follow. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. I don't want to follow people on contacts. I don't want to follow people on Facebook. but what I can do from this section is I can search. As you can see at the very bottom, from left to right, there are 5 icons that you can see. Starting from left to right, bottom left is a solid black icon that looks like a home. That is obviously your home button. When you hit the home button, it's going to bring you to your home page on Instagram. The home page is the equivalent to the timeline on Facebook. So anybody that you follow, their posts will show up on this timeline. The next button over there is the search button. This is where you can search followers, and it will also show you suggested accounts. Right now, they don't have any information to go off of as far as what we like and what we dislike, so they're just going to show us some random things and see what we interact with. This is also where you can hit the search bar and you can search for someone specific that you want to follow. So I know for a fact that as myself, as Caroline Blanchard, I would like to follow Weymouth Public Libraries because I want to see what's going on with Weymouth Public Libraries. As you can see, it pulls up a lot of different options. It pulls up hashtags that you can follow, it pulls up locations, and it pulls up other supplementary things that are related to what we've already typed in. The first option is Weymouth Public Libraries. As you can see, 0 posts, 0 followers, 0 following. That's probably not what we were looking for. So let's keep tapping into icons. Weymouth Public Libraries, when you see it as the location icon, this little teardrop with the dot in the middle, what that means is it's going to pull up any post that tagged the location as Weymouth Public Libraries. So these are not posts made by the library necessarily, but they are posts that were tagged as the location. So if we want to click into one of them because we find it interesting, we can just tap on that image. And this is interesting. This looks like it's the Weymouth Public Libraries page, and it looks like a Way Back Wednesday post that they had made on February 3rd. If you see this and you think to yourself, this is the account I wanted to follow, this is the account I was searching for, what you're going to want to do is you're going to hit that blue follow button. What that automatically does is it allows you to follow the account. If it is a private account, it's going to say requested because that private account has to approve your follow request. However, Weymouth Public Library's Instagram is public, and so as soon as you hit the follow button, it's going to respond back with following. That will also change your home screen because that means we now follow an account, which means we're going to see other people's posts. What I just did there is I took my finger and I pulled it down on the screen and it created that little loading bar. What that means is I refreshed the home screen. As you can see, now in the top, not only is my icon there, but now Weymouth Public Library's account icon is also there. And if we do a little scroll, now on our home screen, we can see posts that Weymouth Public Libraries has made. Because we follow them now, we see the posts that they create. We could continue in this search and we could continue to look for accounts to follow, but for now I'm going to stop there in the search process and I'm going to talk you through other features of the Instagram app. This little square with the addition sign in the center is how you upload a new picture. So let's say you wanted to make a post, maybe you wanted to share a photo of your dog, maybe you wanted to share a photograph of what you're reading right now. This is where you go. You can either select a video or a picture in this option. So I'm going to select a photo of Tufts Library from back when the library was first starting out in the late 1800s. So when it automatically comes in, you don't have to accept the size that it's showing you. You can change the size and the way that it fits within the grid, but everything you see in the white square in the top of the screen, that is how the picture will present itself on the timeline. So if it's zoomed in all the way like this, that is what the picture is going to look like when you post it. If you don't want it zoomed in that high, what you can do is take 2 fingers and place them onto the screen and then drag your fingers close to each other as if you're pinching something, and that will zoom out. Alternatively, if you want to zoom in, place your 2 fingers on the screen and push your fingers away from each other and spread them out, and that's how you zoom into a photograph. So you can use that to manipulate the photograph and how it will present on the timeline. I like it completely zoomed out so that you can get the full picture, and then you can post. What you can also do is you can select multiple photographs. So let's say you had a day at the beach and you wanted to post pictures of the waves, the sand, the sky, but they were all different pictures. You can do that all in one post. In order to do that, you hit this button that says Select Multiple. Once you hit Select Multiple, as you can see, you can share up to 10 photos and videos in one post. So we're going to keep that photograph we had already selected, but let's say I also want to share a picture of this postcard of one of the first Tufts Library buildings here in Weymouth, Massachusetts. So again, we're going to manipulate the photograph so that it fits in the screen as we would like it to present. And when we're happy with that, we're going to hit Next. This is where your filters will come up. Basically what you can do is you can add different effects to your photographs. It makes them sometimes look more professional, sometimes it makes them look a little bit more detailed, more stylized, and you can add specific filters to the photographs that you slide to. So you basically just use your finger and you toggle back and forth between the photographs, and you can add filters to them as you see fit. If you get to this screen and you think to yourself, oh, I forgot a photograph, or oh, I forgot a video that I really wanted to include here, you can swipe with your finger to the left and it will take you all the way to the end to this addition button, and you can keep adding. So when you're happy with how these filters look, you're going to hit Next. And this brings you to the area where you start to create a caption. So creating the caption, you tap into that screen and you can say whatever you want about the photographs that you're posting. For me, I'm going to say that I love my library. And then once you're happy with that, you're going to hit OK. If you have friends on Instagram, you can also tag them. In order to tag, as you can see, it prompts you to tap the photograph, and it will show you basically the people that you follow and whether or not they're able to tag. So let's see. We're going to try and tag Tufts Cotton. We're going to hit Done. As you can see, he now appears for the post. We can also add a location. If you want to add a location, you have to agree to allow Instagram to access your location while you're using the app. This means that when you close out of the app, Instagram no longer has access to the data and information about where you are located. They can only see where you are when the application is open. I'm going to hit allow for the intents and purposes of adding a location of where I am. And since it turns our GPS on, it's going to show you tags for things that are around your location as a suggestion in case that's what you wanted to use. So I'm going to click Weymouth Public Libraries because that's where I'm at. And as I mentioned before, you can link a Facebook account, you can also link a Twitter account, or you can link a Tumblr account. And basically, if you want the post to cross-post, which means you post it on Instagram and you post it on that other social media site, you're going to toggle that on. We never set up a Facebook account, so it's not going to automatically link. But in the earlier step, if you had linked a Facebook account, it will just flip on, no questions asked. And then when you hit share, it's going to post on both accounts. So I'm happy with the way this looks. So I'm going to hit the share button in the top right corner, this blue button, and it's going to post onto my account. as you can see, we now have this first wonderful post. You can slide your finger back and forth and you can see both of those photographs that we posted. And you can see below our username, which is tufts.demo, that the location has been added to the photograph. You can also see, if you tap the screen, where we tagged Tufts Cotton into the photograph. So now our post is up. Let's say once your post is added, you see a typo. Above the photograph, in the right-hand corner, you'll see that icon, which is 3 dots. If you click on that, it will pull up the options for this post. You could delete it. You could save it in the archive that is on this account. You can turn off commenting, edit, you can copy it, you can share it. You can do whatever you want with it. Those are your options to make on your own. And that is how you create a post to your account. So now that we've created a post, we're going to keep moving. In the bottom bar of the home screen, next to the button that we clicked to create a post, you can see that there is a heart icon. When we go into the heart icon, in normal times, when people are following you, when you're getting a lot of play on your post, when people like your post, when people comment on your post, this is where you will get notifications for that. At the top, it will say XYZ liked your post, XYZ commented, your photo looks great, or things like that. For now, since we have no activity, they're going to prompt us to try and follow other accounts for other libraries. And as you can see, since we liked and since we followed Weymouth Public Library, it's going to show us other library posts and other library accounts. And as you can see, the third option down is Teens at Tufts Library. I'm interested in following that because I want to follow events and happenings at Weymouth Public Libraries, and especially at Tufts Library. So if you see an account here that you like, you can go ahead and follow them from this page as well. So we're going to now follow Teens at Tufts Library as well as Weymouth Public Libraries. Now we'll get posts not only from Weymouth Public Libraries, but also from this account as well on our home screen. So if we click over to our home screen, we drag our finger down again, and we refresh that screen, it will take us back up to the top, and it will also show us posts from Teens at Tufts Library. So now our timeline, as you can see, is getting more involved, it's getting more detailed, and the more information that we give Instagram, the more our suggested for you accounts become streamlined. Now that we've followed 2 library accounts, you can see that they want us to follow other library accounts. So your Instagram develops as you develop within the app. So the last icon on that bottom bar, as you can see, is like a little animated version of a human. So we're going to click on that, and that will show you your profile. So this is our Instagram profile. As you can see, we have 2 squares that show our posts that we've made to Instagram. Those squares are a part of what's called a grid. Sometimes you hear people referring to a grid. The grid just means it's the grid of photographs that you have posted or that someone else has posted. This is our specific grid. This is where you can edit profile settings. Under the edit profile, you can change your name. You can try to change your username. If you have a personal website, you can add it here. Or you can add a little bit of information about who you are in the bio. If you look in the top right corner, you'll also see those 3 lines. If you click on that, it will also show you how to change the specific settings on your account. So this is where you can control the type of notifications that you receive. This is where you can control the security on your phone, on your device. This is where you can edit account information. This is basically the hub of anything you would want to do in relation to your profile. You can also change your profile picture here by clicking on that blue plus sign that's hovering a little bit over our profile picture right now. And this is also where you can see who you follow and how many people follow you. For right now, we have no followers, but we are following 2 people, so it will show us that information. So now that we've covered kind of the basics of what those things are, we're going to go back to our home screen and we're going to discuss some of the icons that you can see at the top. So as you can see, there's our profile picture at the top, and underneath it, it says your story. So Instagram has a feature where you can post pictures and videos, but they won't go on your timeline, they'll go on your story. Stories are temporary, they expire after 24 hours, and they're normally used in the event that you're going to a concert or you're going to a birthday party and you want to share a couple of quick snapshots or a couple of quick videos, but you don't want them to be on your grid, which means you don't want them to be accessed permanently. You don't want them to be a permanent post. This is also where you will see the stories of other people that you follow, which is why Weymouth Public Library pops up. If you tap on Weymouth Public Library, you can see their story. So as you can see, they're advertising a Meet the Author event. And as you can see, it quickly snapped us out of it. That's because, like I said, it's a temporary post. You can see the bar at the top of the screen showing how long you have to look at the content. If you want to see it for longer, when you tap into that, place your finger on the screen and hold your finger down. As you can see, we have paused the progression of time. The little emoticon has stopped moving because we have paused it. If you need a little bit more time to look at a photograph or read the text that somebody put up, that's how you can pause this screen from moving forward. Once you let your finger go, it keeps moving. So that's the story function, and that's how you can see the temporary additions to people's posts. Let's say you want to reach out to somebody directly via the app. Let's say you want to direct message Weymouth Public Library and let them know how great they are. You're going to hit that icon in the top right of the screen that looks like a paper airplane. This is where your direct messaging lives. You can message with friends, as you can see here. They are private messages that you can't access from other people's accounts. It's a private message. It's not going to show up on your timeline. It's not going to show up on your grid. It's just a message that you share with another person. So we don't have that many followers, but let's see if we can find Weymouth Public Libraries or the Teens at Tufts Library. So it looks like it's pulling up Weymouth Public Library Teen Space, which we recently followed. If we want to message them, we can message them here. If we want to send them a photograph, we can send it here. We can basically send them anything that we'd like. Not every account allows you to direct message them. If some of you were wondering why Weymouth Public Libraries didn't pop up, it could be that Weymouth Public Libraries has this function turned off and they don't want people messaging them directly on this platform. We are able to message Weymouth Public Library Teen Space, and this is where we could do it if we'd like. You type in your message and then you can send it off to them. This is also where people will send you messages. So if somebody direct messages you, the icon will pop up on that paper airplane and you can access it from there. So that's the basic rundown of Instagram. That's the basic rundown of Instagram's basic features. If you have any other questions, you can always reach out to us here at Weymouth Public Libraries. We'd be happy to help. We look forward to seeing you on our Instagram page. We post a lot of really interesting content. We also post a lot of Way Back Wednesdays where you can look at pictures either from our archive or from some of the yearbooks that we have in our collection. So we're really excited about everything we're doing over here. We really hope that you guys can join us on this platform, and we hope that this was very informational, and we hope that you have a great time interacting with us on this app. Have a great day, everyone.